Public administration is considered one of the most popular options. If you look at from contribution to general studies onwards, GS paper 2 and GS paper 4. So it is better for them to first attend the classes and then read the books. Whereas Indian administration, they can read Indian polity. His in-depth knowledge of public administration has helped him to get such great scores in other papers. For example, take the case of ethics. Ethics is all about administration. It is all about case studies are all about in the administration. Never have any kind of fear or insecurity or uncertainty. Have full confidence in yourself, have conviction, and you can do really well.
Hello everyone, welcome to this session. When it comes to CSE mains exam, the optional subject plays a very important role. Not just in making sure that you get qualified for the next round, that is the interview round, but also ensuring a good rank on the merit list. And one such popular optional subject is public administration, commonly called PubAd. Let's try to know about this optional subject with a special focus on the VisionIAS optional program for PubAd. And today we have with us an eminent faculty member who actually needs no introduction, Pavan Sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sir, could you please tell us why PubAd is such a very popular optional subject?
First of all, whenever the students decide on optional, they must look for four important points. First, what is the contribution of this optional in general studies?
Yes.
Second, what is the syllabus of that optional? Third, whether sufficient study material available. Fourth, quality of teaching. From all these four dimensions, public administration is considered one of the most popular options. If you look at from contribution to general studies onwards, GS paper 2 and GS paper 4 is completely about administration. And as far as the syllabus is concerned, it is very less. It can be completed in maximum 3 months time. And then sufficient study material is available because of the fact that it is one of the most popular options. And finally, quality teaching is also available.
Right. Now, people often think that one needs to have a strong background in public administration or at least political science to get a good command over this optional subject. So, is it true?
There are so many myths associated with this optional. First and foremost is that they must have a good knowledge of administration. And if you look at for the past more than 3 decades, maximum number of people who got into services with the public administration are from science background, engineering background, and they don't know anything about administration. And they would study the subject only for 3 months and get very good marks also. So it does not require any in-depth knowledge of administration. Forget about political science. On the other hand, if you look at the difference between political science and public administration is considered only a small part of political science. And that is the reason why if you look at political science, it takes almost 8 to 10 months to complete the entire syllabus. Whereas you can complete it in only 3 months in public administration. And the weightage is the same, 500 marks in the optional.
Right, sir. And now candidates often choose a subject as the optional subject on the basis of its scoring potential. So can you tell us about the average scoring potential of PubAd?
And again, if you go back again in the last 15, 20 years or so, public administration optional is scoring at par with all other optionals. Even last year also, some of our students have scored 300 marks. And they got into top ranks also. So the myth is that some optionals are not scoring, which is not the case. And UPSC has what is called a normalization process, wherein they will make sure that each and every optional at the end of the day has the same kind of scores, so that there is no either positive or negative discrimination among the optionals.
So thank you for clarifying, because it's one big myth then.
Yeah.
So as you said, 3 months time roughly it takes to cover the syllabus. What would be the right time to start preparing for public administration?
The right time is that whether it is public administration or for that matter any other optionals, since the public administration syllabus covers almost 70% of general studies, you can do simultaneously your general studies preparation along with optional. So it can be done when you start your preparation for your general studies. For example, you are starting your preparation for your general studies PCM, prelim comes mains. Simultaneously, you can also do public administration.
All right, sir. And any particular sources to begin with?
There is not much to study as such, because the theory part, there is a book called Administrative Thinkers, but those who are new to the subject may not be able to understand it. So it is better for them to first attend the classes and then read the books. Whereas Indian administration, they can read Indian polity, because Indian administration is nothing but an extension of GS paper 2, Indian polity. If they are thorough with the polity, say Lakshmikant, then automatically they can be scoring very well in Indian administration. Otherwise, they don't have to read any specific books.
Now, like every optional subject, PubAd also has a dynamic aspect, and sometimes it can be theory heavy as well. So how to strike a balance between the two portions?
For example, if we take a 3 months course, the theory part will be for only 20 days. Remaining 2 months and 10 days, it is completely dynamic. Public administration is mostly related to current events.
Okay, sir.
And that is the reason why those who score well in public administration will automatically be doing very well in GS, and vice versa also. For example, last year, one of my students, she got a 12th rank and she got very good marks in public administration. And simultaneously, she got very good scores in GS paper 2 and GS paper 4. That means if you are studying for public administration, you are studying for another 500 marks of GS.
As you said, one of your students, and candidates often try to look up to different idols like previous year toppers. Could you cite any particular example?
Yeah. In 2020, one of my students, he got number 1 rank, UPSC All India number 1, and he had public administration, and he was the top scorer in public administration. He was the top scorer in GS paper 2, 3, 4, essay, everything. Why? Because his in-depth knowledge of public administration has helped him to get such great scores in other papers. For example, take the case of ethics. Ethics is all about administration. It is all about, case studies are all about any administration. Since he had in-depth knowledge of administration, he could write beautiful answers for ethics case studies. And his score in ethics is yet to be crossed by anyone else also. He scored more than 160 marks out of 250 in ethics paper, which is yet to be crossed by anyone else also. And that is the biggest motivating factor for students. Similarly, in GS paper 2, polity governance, again he scored 150 marks. Why? Because he was scoring very well in Indian administration. In Indian administration, PubAd paper 2, he was scoring 160 marks. So if you are doing well in public administration, it automatically means that you will be doing well in GS papers, which is not the case with most of the optionals. For example, if you are doing well in mathematics, you are scoring 300 marks. There is no guarantee that you will be scoring 150 marks in GS paper 2 and 150 marks in ethics. Whereas if you are doing well in public administration, since 2013 onwards, when UPSC changed the syllabus, every year I have top rankers from public administration in top 10 ranks every year. And what is common to all of them? All of them have done really well in GS paper 2 and GS paper 4, because of which they are able to get into top ranks. As I said, if you are taking physics or chemistry or mathematics, there is no guarantee that you are going to do well in GS paper 2 and paper 4. That is the advantage.
Now, sir, just studying is not going to help. So practicing is very much important. So how crucial do test series and mentoring or mentorship play in this particular subject?
Public administration is all about answer writing, because since the syllabus is very limited, number of theories are also very less compared to something like sociology or political science. So what really matters is how you write than what you write. And that is where answer writing practice is very, very important. Again, I will give you the example of this number 1 ranker. He came to me 4 years before he could become number 1. When he was writing the first test, out of 250 marks, I gave him only 55 marks. And after 4 years, when he was writing the final test, comprehensive test, before he was writing the mains examination, I gave him 160 marks. And that is what he got in the UPSC also. In between, he must have written so many tests, hundreds of answers. Very, very important, test series and mentoring. And you must make sure that you are getting this mentorship from those who really know the subject.
Right.
Very important.
That's true. Now, the final segment of this conversation, as you're going to teach the optional part, could you please shed light upon the VisionIAS optional program for the same? What all elements we're going to cover?
Yes, as part of this public administration optional, our focus is on 3 important things. First, conceptual clarity, because what is needed in theories is conceptual clarity. Once your concepts are clear, you can answer all the questions very easily. Second one is interlinkages, because we have the theories and the thinkers, we must interlink both all of them. And third one is linking them to Indian administration, because when you are discussing a particular thinker and a theory, you must give immediately examples from Indian administration. And that is what the focus. And of course, the most important thing that we are emphasizing on is answer writing. You may have in-depth knowledge, you will not get marks unless and until you are able to write UPSC friendly answers. And we will be spending a lot of time on answer writing, on personal mentorship and guidance, and also on evaluation. Our ultimate objective is that student must score 300 marks, and more importantly, we will be linking public administration to GS papers, paper 2 and paper 4. For example, if I am teaching one particular topic like Parliament in Indian administration, immediately I will be linking the questions that were asked in GS papers also from Parliament, because the syllabus is the same, correct, concept is the same, so that they can understand, they can write. So when you are scoring 300 marks in public administration, your objective is to score 150 marks in GS paper 2 and GS paper 4. And this is where VisionIAS optional program can be completely radically different from other institutes. So they are not studying for 500 marks of optional, they will be studying for at least 750 marks of GS.
Now, so you have totally demystified the entire syllabus and the various aspects of PubAd. Any one last message for the students?
Yeah, my only suggestion to the students is never have any kind of fear or insecurity or uncertainty. Have full confidence in yourself, have conviction, and you can do really well, especially in optionals like public administration. Automatically you will get good marks. Minimum amount of hard work and maximum outcome. That is what the best thing about this optional public administration. Because it's not only about optional, it's about 750 marks of GS also.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. Now, dear aspirants, I'm pretty sure you must have got to know everything about PubAd. If you had any doubts in mind, sir clarified everything in a very crystal clear manner. So try to make the most of VisionIAS PubAd optional program. Wish you all the very best.